won 5 from 6 really, and that game against Leinster, that final game against Leinster was a super high quality game. We just made 2 or 3 big mistakes which cost us tries really, and that took really our ability to win the game away from us. So, but overall, I think the quality of the competition was excellent. I think those 2 games, specifically against Leinster, against Scarlets, the second last game, were real top quality games, and I think both squads, ourselves, Leinster, Scarlets, felt there was real Pro 14 level in those games, which is what that competition is about. Obviously, would have been very keen to win it. Thought we gave us a good chance, but just those 2 or 3 big mistakes cost us in that final game against Leinster. In those academy groups, there's a lot of players who are still under 20, so I think the timing of the competition gives us opportunities to play guys who wouldn't normally play in the British and Irish Cup. Tends to be later in the season, tends to be Irish 20 stuff involved. So I think the fact that we got a good number of, I think it was 9 under 20 players playing it, along with our 14 academy players. I think there was 14 senior players throughout the competition played. So for me, there was a great mix there between academy, senior, young developing players just out of school, and that's the mix that we're looking. We're looking to challenge our academy player for some of the senior guys with game time, but also development as well. I think some guys played massive leadership roles in that Celtic Cup campaign, like Finn Wycherley, Bill Johnston, which hopefully will stand them in good stead. But overall, from an academy point of view, very positive. The plan is basically, they went 6 weeks in a row, some of them 8 weeks in a row with the pre-season games, so they took 1 week off or 2 weeks off, depending on what they needed, and then they're back into rugby now. So we have a few guys in South Africa this week, 4 academy guys in South Africa. I think it's a great experience. I think they're all game ready as well. They've all played probably 5 or 6 of those Celtic Cup games. Shane Daly, Sean O'Connor, Gavin Coombs and Liam Coombs. They've all a big part to play, so they've been running in a Munster system, playing high intensity games. So I think they're prepped. So from their point of view, I think it's a great opportunity. I think everyone else who's fit and available will be back to play club rugby. So that's the next window. There really isn't. There might be 1 or 2 friendlies in the pipeline, but there really isn't a programme, an A programme for the rest of the year. So their rugby will come from hopefully with the seniors or with their clubs or with a few of our academy guys with the Irish under 20s hopefully. So that's the real detailed rugby programme for the next 6 to 8 months for our players. So it's important to get back in and perform for our clubs now really. So after that download week next week, all our academy guys will train will be back in with the seniors, and that's an opportunity window for them to impress Johan and Felix and Jerry and JP, but also for them to develop and challenge themselves to train at that level week in, week out. Now, most of the guys would have had a bit of experience over the pre-season. Certainly year 2, year 3 guys would have all trained with seniors, but in this international window we're going to give them the opportunity to train alongside that senior squad for probably 3 or 4 weeks, which is going to be great for their development. The vast majority are engaged in third level education in UCC, UL and LIT. Actually, we work with 3 universities, guys going to 3 different universities or 3 different colleges here. So yeah, it can get away from a bit when especially those block of games in the Celtic Cup. It probably suits that time of year as well for the Celtic Cup, because it's on exam time, whereas the BNI Cup was. So yeah, they've now got an opportunity to get back in and get stuck in. We kind of train hard here Monday, Tuesday morning. And we kind of free up then later in the week for those guys to get their study done. So that's their window, and hopefully I think if we have a studious enough bunch, hopefully they'll get it started for Christmas.